Jersey, stand the up, okay? We're about to get into it. It is Barb Meets World. We are back again with another recap and review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey, season 14, episode 11, Sleep Over with One Eye Open, y'all. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, what's going on? How are you guys today? I know. First of all, look at me. This is not a stain, y'all. This is not a stain. I was drinking water. Okay, I was drinking water and things just happened. Nonetheless, we are here. And we're about to get into it. But before we do that, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button for me and my channel. It helps my channel in terms of the algorithm, helps me attract new subscribers such as yourself. And if you're not a subscriber, go ahead, hit that subscription button, become a Barb's babe. We have a really good time around here. So go ahead and click it. And so you know, every single time I upload, hit that notification bell as well. Okay? And I want to hear what you guys think in those comments. So let's get to talking about this episode. I want to hear what you guys have to say about my commentary as well. So yeah. Is that all the housekeeping? Yes, I believe it is. Oh, and of course, follow me on all my socials below. So y'all, this episode wasn't too much, quite honestly. This season, I'm actually okay with this season wrapping up. I'm actually can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm actually excited to see this season conclude because like it's just dragging a bit for me right now, and a couple people are lying in our faces, and I don't know how I feel about that. So yeah, I just not here for it. Anyway, though, y'all, this episode began with Jennifer. Aydin meets up with her brothers. You know, she has one brother who, it wasn't an arranged marriage per se, but y'all remember how that whole thing went down with him and his wife. Was that last season? I believe it was. You know, he's the one that Jennifer got the apartment all set up and everything and helped her acclimate and all that. So he's there, as well as the other brother who's in music and theater. He's there. They all sit down and have lunch or whatever on Jennifer because, I mean, you're the one with the big ass house. So yeah, you could put this building. Anyway, y'all, I was about to call her out her name, but let me keep it cute and on mute. Why does she get in their face straight up lying to them? Literally straight up lying, making it seem like Danielle assaulted her, just completely twisting the whole story. And of course, I mean, that's their sibling, that's their family or whatever. Of course, they're going to believe her. But I was just like, you can't be serious. You can't be serious enough, Jennifer. Like, you really are lying on this lady when we all saw what happened on camera. And I can't wait until the truth does come out. And that's probably the only reason why I want to see everybody's reaction, this whole non-reunion reaction special, whatever we're supposed to get at the end of the season. That's probably the only reason why I'm actually excited to see it. Or one of the only reasons. Other than that, they can keep that if you ask me. But anyway, moving right along. Actually, let me change my glasses, y'all, because for some reason, now that my hair is different, these glasses are like a little big for my face. And the reason why I have them on isn't even because of fashion purposes, honestly, y'all. I mean, yes, sometimes I wear glasses when I don't have on makeup and stuff. Yes, of course. However, I'm not even wearing them right now because of that, as much as I'm wearing them because they're blue light reflecting or whatever. And when you spend all day staring at screens, y'all, you need to protect them eyes. So definitely go copy a pair. These are from Forever 21. So And they still have them because I was actually there earlier making a return and they still got them. So anyway, back to episode. That's honestly really all we had with Jennifer and her brothers. Moving right along, Rachel and Danielle. Oh my gosh, y'all. They're girls. They brought their girls together to have like a play date. They're not all quite the same age, but they get along well enough. And actually, can we just talk about how gorgeous Rachel's home is? I guess I never really noticed it, but when we got that backyard shot, for some reason, I just had a newfound attraction to her home. And it was definitely giving. You know, Danielle's always gonna comment on someone's house or you know, the bouginess, as she may put it. So just wanted to say that. Anyway, Danielle tells Rachel how her dad missed the Kids Bop recording, and she says, you know, it especially sucks because being as though, you know, all this stuff has been happening between me and Jennifer and, you know, whatever, it really sucks because I would have loved to just use him, you know, as a support system, as a listening ear, as a confidant, however you want to put it, in this moment. Because, you know, back in high school or whatever, like he was that dude for me. Like he was like, we were like that. And I'm like, I understand that. I really do. My dad is one of my favorite people in the world. So I understood that. And I really hope that they are back in a better place. She was on Watch What Happens Live on Sunday. I need to go back and rewatch and see if somebody asked about that or if she spoke on where the relationship lies now. Because in this moment, I did empathize with her. I feel like I've been kind of giving her the blues here and there every time. Mostly when we bring up the brother situation, because I just feel like there's some missing dots there. But as far as her dad, I do think that she's being genuine when she speaks on him and the status of their relationship. So I hope that there's been progress, because I would just personally hate to be in that space with my dad. So I know how it feels. I do. Moving on. So after they speak about that, Danielle also fills Rachel in on what went down at Teresa's Namaste podcast event. And we know she's mainly talking about everything that went down in the dressing room, because that's why we're here, right? So, and she didn't leave out any details, y'all. She made sure to tell her how she brought up or how when she walked out, she told Jennifer, like, hey, by the way, you look like yeah, she left that part in there too. And I was like, that's my girl. I really like them together though. And I just wanted to point that out, because for a minute there, y'all, last season, it wasn't looking too good for these two new housewives. And it really sucked, because it's like, you guys are, freshmen together, you guys should, I guess, in theory, stick together. But we weren't really seeing that last season. But I'm glad they were able to get it back on track, because I do like this budding friendship between them and how they interact. I do. Rachel wants to do an adult pajama party to bring the ladies together. At first, I was kind of like, what ladies, where, when, how? Like, I had a lot of questions, but later on in the episode, all my questions were answered. But she's like, I want to do this. Everybody's been, going back and forth. There's been a lot of so I think this would be a good idea. I remember back when I was in grade school or whatever, like that was a time that I got to, tell secrets with my friends and prank phone calls and all that stuff. So really just her way of remedying the situation is by just being a girl's girl, basically. And I'm like, that's some shit I would do, honestly. So at the same time, she's like, Danielle, how do you feel about this? Because I'm thinking of inviting Jennifer. And Danielle was like, cordial. I can be cool. I'm fine with it. It is what it is. She not trying to be friends with her or nothing like that. But Danielle doesn't strike me as somebody that would turn it up in somebody's house. And I feel like at this point, she's not even looking to get her lick back, physically at least, as much as it's just going to be like just jabs whenever she feels like it. And honestly, I'm okay with that. And a lot of you guys who are watching the show should also be okay with that, because instead of throwing hands, she's throwing her words. She's doing, a little this, a little that here and there, which I feel like she is justified in, because that lady, this lady right there next to Dolores in the purple next to Danielle, she put her hands on her first. I don't care. So whatever, you can't cast a stone and then tell me how hard or soft to come back at you. When for the umpteenth time, y'all, you cast a stone at me, I'm throwing a boulder back at you. Just saying, like, no cap. Like, you are getting everything thrown your way. So I say that to say nobody should be policing how low Danielle goes in this time. So yeah, Rachel thinks that Jennifer is a good mom. She thinks that she's funny, and overall she doesn't have an issue with her. So that's why she's inviting her. And I can't really be mad at that per se, because this is still a group environment. At the end of the day, we all know that we still need to interact with each other on this show and stuff. So I don't see anything wrong necessarily with Rachel inviting Danielle, because at the end of the day, the story must go on, the show must go on, and there has to be group scenes. There has to be. And for some reason, Rachel's not alone in her sentiment. A lot of people feel as though Jennifer Aydin is a lot more digestible when she's not around Teresa. So I think that plays a part into it. I don't find her digestible one way or another, but I can understand. I can understand where people are coming from. Moving on, Teresa and Gia. Okay, so what I've gathered right here in this scene is that Teresa uses Gia kind of like as a mouthpiece, or to talk about things or bring things up, so that it doesn't just look like she's harping on stuff, or she's, trying to get stuff started, or however you want to put it. Y'all let me know what you guys think about that. My theory in the comments below. I'd love to know. But right here we see Gia studying for her LSAT. Was it she took a month off of work? Was that what I was hearing? I hope I heard that correctly. But Teresa's like, my girls take after me. They're hard workers. They don't, they're go-getters. They're not lazy, like this, that, and the other thing. So Gia's just telling her mom like what all is going on with her. And she's like, she had a conversation with Giudice, I believe, and said something, and he said something to the effect of like, wow, like you guys could have really y'all really could have wind up screwed up, the way that me and your mama was out here a couple years ago, but you didn't. And as much as I also give Gia, Teresa, whoever the blues over there, I have to also give them their flowers in that regard, because yes, they could have just veered off, and I'm completely giving them the benefit of the doubt here, y'all. It doesn't matter anything about anything. It doesn't matter that they were on TV. It doesn't matter that they were rich or any of that. How many times we see people go down a bad path when none of those variables are present, when there was no hard times in their lives or nothing going on in their family and stuff like that. So I think in this case, that is something, excuse me, y'all, to kind of acknowledge. I will say that. So moving on, The main focal point of this conversation, though, is Louis' court case, and everything going on with his ex in said court case. So I also need to note that Gia was the one to bring this up, and that's why I said what I said in the beginning when we started talking about this scene is, oh my goodness, my phone. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me put this on Do Not Disturb. Because, honey, these group chats just be going off. What? Yeah, they're talking a lot. I can't. Let me mute this. Okay. So anyway, sorry about that. The main focal point is, again, Louis' court case. Gia brings it up, and this court case has been going on for over 3 years, Teresa says. And the point that she wants to make is that the issue that she has with Marge is that she was so intertwined and in cahoots with the ex and talking to the ex throughout this process. And that's why Teresa hates her so much. That's how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that, because I'm sorry, we haven't heard any verdicts. We haven't heard anything about anything. We haven't seen any really hard proof about anything per se. But I just feel like Teresa was going to have an issue with anybody that she only really has an issue with Marge, because Marge was the first person to bring up anything about Louis, his past, or whatever, or have any questions about him. And Teresa goes into like complete defense mode anytime anybody asks a question, says, or even comes off as though they're going to say something negative about Louis, even in the slightest. So I feel like it doesn't matter whether or not she feels this way about Marge talking to the ex. At the same time, though, I'm not gonna lie, like if Marge is talking to the ex, more so pointed out the ex, like it's kind of giving, do I know what went on through their relationship? No. But what I will say is the ex seems kind of like, what is your motive behind this? Has she done like any interviews or anything? I don't know. I'm just curious, because I just feel like two things can be true at the same time. Louis can be ain't and the ex can also be on some other as well. Just saying. But in the meantime, Teresa's going to have a friend of hers, aka her attorney, who has nothing to do with the case whatsoever, but has been following the case every step of the way. She's going to have him come in and inform the ladies on all of the intricacies of said case. So I guess kind of to dispel any questions, rumors, or any negative any negativity. So Gia's whole thing is like, once things are settled, it'll kind of be like just an I told you moment. Like, I told you guys it was that, it was this. And she also goes on to say, Gia, that Jackie and Jen Fessler in particular will more than likely take this and go, that was just effed up of Marge. Basically, they'll turn on Marge and they'll see what the truth really is, and that'll bring them fully back over here onto Teresa's side. Do y'all see that happening? What do you guys think of this whole court case and all this? I really would like to know. Yeah, I really would like to know. Moving on, Marge and Joe have a visit from Joe and Melissa. They have like a dead tree in their backyard that they need to get cut down or whatever. And because Joe Gorga is a former landscaper, he came right on over to help his friends out. So the guys go in the back, and Melissa and Marge, they begin discussing Joe's health crisis first and foremost. And then they go on to talk about, or I want to say it was Melissa that brought up the fact that she saw Marge commenting on Jackie's daughter's bat mitzvah photo that she posted online. And Marge is like, yeah, it's never going to be any shade with that. Like, I can, still be, happy or whatever. But at the same time, she definitely didn't tell any of us that was going on. It was like, yeah, she didn't. So Jackie still got her ass on her back is what I took from that conversation. Yeah, that's basically it. Moving on, Dolores pulls up on Jen Fessler. They reminisce about how fun things were in Ireland last year. And Jen asks how things went at the podcast event the other day after she left, because we did see her leave or whatever, while Dolores and Jennifer started to get into it. And Dolores is like, the thing is with Teresa, she's dealing with a lot. The lady looks like she's 3 pounds every time I see her. She's stressed out, and I feel like she should be taking on a lot of Louis stuff, and it's a lot. So in that moment, Dolores was more so just trying to be a protective friend, is what I gathered from this. And, basically let Jennifer know, like, back off, because Teresa already has a lot going on. Okay, I can respect it, I guess. But I don't feel like just because you have a lot going on, though, doesn't give you a pass to not show up as, a friend. And let me give some more context with that. No, if your friends just lost a parent or a loved one, or were just in a near fatal car accident or something like that, no, I don't expect you to put my problems before yours or anything like that. But I don't think it's too much of an ask to have that friend show up in a loyal manner at all times, in a manner that makes you feel like they value your friendship. And by no means am I sitting here saying that Jennifer Aydin was in the right, or shout outs to Kempire. I don't want you guys to think I'm twerking on a fence up here, but I'm basically saying this because I know, I can't say for a fact because heaven forbid, but I know mostly that Teresa, just based on historical events, is somebody that's just Team Teresa and doesn't ever have anybody's back fully, from what I see. Even with Dolores. Dolores, I think I said it in my review last week. Dolores, you were sloppy seconds as it pertained to being in her wedding. So I wouldn't really be windmilling for this lady too hard. But that's just me. Just saying. But at the same time, the way Jennifer does definitely hold Teresa down 10 toes and be windmilling for her like 10 toes. But I don't see that reciprocated from Teresa. I don't, y'all. But I think that was, what else did Dolores say? She indirectly blames Louis, as I kind of hit on before. And then Dolores asked what's up with Jen and Rachel. Did she reach out to her? Like, what's up? And Jen is like, I sent this lengthy text explaining that Gia asked about John. It wasn't nothing more, nothing less. And, just really spilled her heart out. And Rachel didn't text back, but she did wind up inviting her to the pajama party, of which Jen declined, obviously, because, girl, you gonna ignore my text, but then elephant is still in the room with us. Elephant is literally over here in this corner, and you're literally just gonna glaze over that and try to invite me to some little cute little pajama party bit. You is what I would have said, but that's just me, y'all. I can't be mad at Jen for that. Although I understand why Rachel felt the way she felt as well. I was seeing a lot of, if you haven't realized by now, y'all, 25 minutes in, I was seeing a lot of different sides this episode. I kind of understood someone's point, or I should say, I kind of understood everybody's point at some point during this episode. I saw where Dolores is coming from. I saw where Jennifer Aydin was coming from for a minute. I saw where Danielle was coming from, Rachel, everybody, Jen Fessler. I pretty much saw where someone was coming from at different points in the episode. And so right now in this scene, it was no different. I saw where Jen Fessler was coming from when she said, that made me feel like basically just crap. And no, I'm not going to go over there. I'm not going to show up for you. If you can't even send me a text back when I'm trying to, address what's going on between us. Dolores thinks that they're just in two different places in life, so it just may not be feasible for them to be super close. However, it is obvious that they cannot completely be out of each other's lives. One, because of the show, and two, because there is something that bonds them enough to where there's something and there enough to want to salvage. Dolores suggests that they go on a girls wellness type of girls retreat or whatever. That's not going to happen, we know, because this season we're not going to get. Is next week the finale, or I don't know how many more episodes we have in this season. It's quickly coming to an end, so we're not going to even see that. So I'm not even going to spend too much time talking about that. But what I will say is the reason why she wants to do that is in an effort for them to all put their differences to bed. And oh, sorry. Yeah. She wants to put all of everyone's differences to bed, and in favor of moving in a more positive direction. Jen Fessler does actually message Rachel and say that she will attend the pajama party after all. So there's that. Dun, dun, dun. Moving on, Teresa and Jennifer Aydin, they have a meetup, and this is obviously the first time they've seen each other following the podcast and the whole ordeal that occurred in the dressing room. So Teresa's like, I'm sorry about the other night. And Jennifer immediately jumps off the porch and says, girl, she ripped me a new one. And none of you, she said no one. She didn't just say Teresa had any response at all. That's not cool. And so they just start going back and forth with that whole thing, of course. And what I really want to point out in this scene, y'all, is just, I kind of feel like at this point, Teresa's she's in a bind. And I'm not saying that I feel like she would smack Jennifer across the table or shake the table or really get, in an uproar per se. But I do feel like she's showing, she's being a lot more endearing, and she's showing a lot more, I don't want to say she's worried, but I think she's showing a lot more regard, and she's being very, very purposeful about how she handles the situation with Jennifer, because if she doesn't handle it in a way that is going to maintain their friendship, she's going to be completely on an island alone, because Jackie and what's her name? Who's on her side right now? She got Jackie and Jen Fessler that are like cool or whatever, enough with her. Who else is up here? Yeah, that's it. that was fast. She could have had Rachel, but anyway, she could have had Danielle, but anyway, so Teresa knows that basically nobody's going to have her back like Jennifer does, so she has to play into whatever she has to play into Jennifer's feelings. She does. That's just science, y'all. That's just math. Not even science, that's just math. So that is definitely something I noticed in this particular scene. And as soon as Jennifer received what she deemed as good enough from Teresa, she then proceeds to start asking about the court case. And she's like, what's going on in the court case? Da, 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 da. And Teresa tells her that they're just waiting the ex's decision. And she says a bit more, but I'm not even really worried about that, because again, it has something to do with Louis, and Louis still the man that yep, hello, let me just play this for you in case you guys forgot who Louis is. Whole weirdo. So whatever, moving on. The pajama party, y'all. Rachel knows how to throw it. She knows how to throw a party. She sure does. She had an event planner there. There was snacks. There was, was that not a step and repeat, but was that like a backdrop for photos with a little cute pink LED neon sign? Details, okay? That's how you guys need to do a goddamn party. So she had with those personalized pajamas, she had fuzzy slippers for the girls. I was like, okay, Rachel. Okay, Miss Rachel. Fuda, I see you. So party starts, and it's not an actual sleepover though. It's just basically a extended, you could stay for a visit over. We'll put it like that. Marge's hooves comments were sending me, like, for real. They were really sending me, because that's definitely something I would definitely say. That's something I would say. Oh my God. Just hilarious. Jackie's there. But things kind of took a turn when Rachel, or what I should say, when Jen Fessler showed up. It's like, kind of like like kind of like a build up. Like, it's like, okay, how is this gonna go? I'm like, that's something I can say, although we're still unsure as to whose team Jen Fessler is completely playing on in the game of Housewives here. But what I will say about her is that she doesn't strike me as somebody who would get like super like confrontational or try to like really like disrespect somebody in their own house. So I didn't think that anything crazy was going to come from this conversation. And also I do feel like they genuinely formed a friendship, because it seemed like they were thick as thieves there for a second. I mean, she planned her 50 whatever birthday party. Like, I do think that there was something there between them. So I was hoping that they were able to get through this well enough. And honestly, they were. They had a one-on-one where Rachel, she told her feelings. She was like, listen, when I walked up and heard you discussing John and Teresa in the same sentence, like, I was over it. And Jen's like, okay, but at the same time, I would never just bring up John to Teresa and Gia. So it was more so just like, let this be a learning lesson between friends, is how I took it. And that's going to happen, y'all. Like, real shit. Like, that's going to happen in life, where sometimes your friend might not always do what you want them to do, or like what, you know, whatever. We're all different people. We all have different minds and stuff, and we all think differently and go about life differently. So there is sometimes going to be those occurrences where your friend may have did something, said something, went about something in a way that you didn't really fully appreciate. But the real test of the friendship is how you guys communicate about it, how you guys mend the issue, and how you move on. So I think these were two grown women really that were able to just hash it out, say, didn't like this, didn't like this. I know how to operate going forward. I know how to operate going forward, and we rocking and we rolling. And I don't have any qualms about that, because I'm always respect the person or persons in this case that take the high road and realize, okay, maybe it wasn't exactly how it seemed. I do value this person more than I do keeping up like some petty beef. Or also we also can't overlook the fact that this is an ensemble cast where you guys are going to have to mix and mingle. So why not make the most of it? Hell, it just saying. Rachel's main thing is she didn't appreciate the non-response that she got, or Jennifer, I should say, Jen Fessler didn't appreciate not getting a response. And I do understand that. It's like, at the end of the day, we can bicker. You can feel a way about me. I can have done something that you didn't like. I feel like that's kind of a testament to Jen Fessler's like age, and maybe her being just, you know, wiser beyond some of our years, where it's just, and I'm not trying to make her seem like a grandfather clock or nothing like that, y'all, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like she just, I say that to say she just must be on some real grown woman-ish in her mind, where she just like, at the end of the day, if we're really friends or whatever, we should be able to disagree without dropping the respect meter down to the ground. And I am somebody who also feels that same exact way in life. And maybe I'm saying this because, should I do like a quick little story time? Okay. Maybe I'm saying this because I had a friend once upon a time, or so I thought, that, you know, hanging out a lot, cool, like, we had mutual friends, yada, yada, yada. This person just ran, like, when I tell you we together, mostly in group settings, and I'll just leave it at that. Something occurred, and I say something because to this day I have no idea, that moved that person to just completely like ghost the friendship, or what I thought was a friendship. Honestly, once I invite you to my house, honestly, I'm mostly looking at you as family. So again, and it didn't even just happen to me. They also stopped talking to another individual in the group as well. And again, to this day, I have no idea what the issue was. And it's just like, again, if you call somebody, if you say that you're down for somebody and you guys are locked in like this, then there should at least be closure. I say that because I'm not saying that you need to keep anybody in your life for forever. If you guys just wind up going down different paths, if you know, things, I've seen people be friends for a long time and then they're not, and it's not always attributed to like something like negative or whatever. Like, you just maybe not be as close, maybe. And I think that's okay. But I don't think that there should be like any unspoken animosity between someone who you deemed as a friend. When it's just like, again, going back to what I said before about, was it Teresa and Jennifer, or even in this case, I should say, Rachel and Jen, where we should still be able to talk about it. And let the chips fall where they fall. It shouldn't come down to you just not speaking to me at all, when it's something that can probably be addressed. And then again, going forward, know how to avoid that happening in the future and doing something that you don't like in the future. But the first step is communication. And I should also, like, that means you don't even respect me. And that also means that you kind of don't even trust me, because that means that you assume that whatever I did to you was done out of malice or on purpose. And 9 times out of 10, if somebody's really like your friend, how they say they're your friend, they're not going to be doing anything to spite you or to hurt you on purpose. So let me get off my soapbox now, but I just wanted to say all that to say that they were able to get over it. I understood Jen's point in this. I understood Rachel's point in this. But they hug and make up in the end. The final scene we get, y'all, is Rachel. She's hired a lipstick reader, which I have never heard of, but that sounds awesome, and I am super interested. She hires a lipstick reader, aka an intuitive empath, is what she likes to regard herself as, and refer to herself as, I should say. And at first I was like, oh, here we go, because we've seen some quacks and we've seen some less than reputable professionals up here. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, Jennifer Aydin. Okay, so at first I was a little nervous, but it was cute. It was cute. The ladies received what she was saying, so I thought that was a nice creative touch. And the reason why Rachel says that she got this lady is because she actually wanted to do it for her wedding, her bridal shower, wedding shower, whatever. Back in 2016, but her mom had got a perfume. They crafted their own perfumes instead, and I was like, I need to go to a Rachel Fuda party. That's what I need to do, because all of that I am here for, honey. All of it. I can hang with Rachel. I could. Side note, 2016, I don't know why I thought they were together longer. Jaden is 17, 18 now, right? 4, 8. The way that she made it seem, or the way at least I thought it all had occurred, was him being a lot younger when Rachel came into the picture. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, moving on. Jackie, we know her book is out. Jennifer goes up to her and is like, I finished your book. And Jackie's like, oh, you just keep getting better and better. Y'all, hold on. Ooh. Followed by. Just like, go home, Jackie, is all I can think every time she comes on our screen. I can't even lie. But Jennifer's like, how is it or whatever, and Jackie's like, the book is going like really good, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna be a New York Times bestseller, until I realized that was kind of a lot harder than it seems. This is the same person that claims that they're so much smarter than everybody else all the time, but you seem to think that you was just gonna miraculously jump to the top of the New York Times bestseller list. Jackie, tell me you're a dumbass without telling me you're a dumbass, because you cannot be serious, mama. You cannot be serious. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I can't with Jackie. I really can't. And not to mention, you released the book I didn't see any promo for the book. Not that I follow Jackie, but like, you're not even a full-time cast member. You released it. Did you release it when the show was even on? It doesn't seem like it. So just completely, were you working? Are you working with a marketing agency? Like, who was on your team? Because did y'all read her book? Are you going to read her book? If you have, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I ain't gonna read it. I don't care. Anyway, so by this point, Danielle finally shows up, and I wish I would have got a picture. She shows up, like, she is really getting a Petty Queen award from me this season, because Miss Mama shows up with a cake that she baked, and it has all these figures of all the ladies. And y'all tell me why Jennifer Aydin's was like hanging off the cake by like just, this was Jennifer Aydin's. I was dying. Oh, I was dying. That's something I would do. And they were like, wait, is this Jennifer Aydin, or why is she falling off the gate? Was that intentional? And all Danielle says is, no comment. Danielle, you're low-key nailing it. Like, you're in your petty era right now, but I'm not gonna lie, you're definitely nailing the quintessential housewife, at least from me, because honey, that is the subtle shade. That is the subtle pettiness. That is the slick jabs that we like to see on Housewives. Yes. And no one can sit here and say that she put her hands on her, or because y'all know how, not y'all, but y'all back there in those corners, y'all know how much you guys like to, create double standards and like to hold this housewife accountable for something whilst turning a blind eye to these ones over here. I won't name no names. Giselle Bryant, Penny Moore, Candace Dillard Bassett. Sorry. This is something in my throat. I'm so annoying. Anyway, let me wrap this up because I'm just up here having way too much fun right now. But I really enjoyed that. They do a fruit by the foot challenge. They ask each other how their men let them know when they are DTF. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And they talk a little bit about milking prostates. So yeah, it definitely was giving a girl sleepover. Okay. Conversation got a little spicy. I thought it was cute because Teresa was only brought up once. And that was within the last like 2-3 minutes of the episode, which I'm about to get to, which I just got to point that out because just saying, everybody got along. It was actually a pretty fun scene. Just saying. But Dolores brings up the retreat to the ladies and kind of just gives her spiel on that. Fake it till you make it. Oh my God. Did you guys see Melissa's face? I was trying to take a picture, but it went off too fast. Did you guys see Melissa's face when, was it Jennifer Aydin? Yeah, Jennifer Aydin, who was like, are you guys going to invite Teresa? And Jennifer was like, let us handle that, or whatever. Did you catch Melissa's face? She was like, it's also funny that these are the two faces that are showing on the edges like that of all the faces. Anyway, but yeah, y'all, that's where the episode ended. It was a cute enough episode, but again, I can't lie, I'm good with this season coming to an end. I would love to know what you guys thought in the comments below. I would love to know what you thought about, 1, the episode, and 2, my commentary. Do not forget to hit the like button. Thank you. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. I say that because I say it like that because, like I just said, I'm not excited, but I'm gonna keep thugging it out for you guys because that's just what we do here on my channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.